You seen those?
Listen, when I was in 4th grade, I had a full-time job.
We know. We saw pictures.
And he only got that because he had to pay the child support.
All right, before we haven't even started yet.
No.
I've been on my bullshit all day.
We know. Like I could tell them how you walk in the door. I can tell.
I don't know if I like the
I don't
tone
either.
of that.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you, a cop?
We're live. Welcome to the Iron Palace Podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Iron Palace Podcast, the world's most anabolic podcast that we are for sure we could beat at least 4 fourth graders in tug of war.
For smallish 4th grade.
Yes. And for the record, I know a lot of people didn't see it, but Daryl saw us laughing, and that's because usually Dave gets to say something before the intro rolls, and Alan just straight cut him off.
Well, the look on his face, I didn't think he was going to say that.
Oh, he's always going to say something.
I've always got something.
There's been times.
I mean, I don't know.
All right, well, we can go ahead and get rolling with our guest introduction so that we can
Introduce our guest.
Yes, we could introduce our guest.
Anything but lucky energy. Am I right, guys?
Just hit it.
Anything but.
Stand to your feet as we welcome the world's strongest 8th grade teacher, breaking everyone's dreams of reaching a podium since 2019 and brings nothing shy of raw dedication, with strength so bewildering that you will wish you didn't even sign up. From owning his own brand, Silverback Strong, he has so much swag, he makes even mowing his yard look cool. Welcome to the throne room, Daryl Aldridge.
Hey, how you doing?
Second time's a charm.
Yeah.
I was really rooting against it.
I was
We
like,
know.
I was like, let's have to do a third take.
How's it going? That was nice.
Cool. As long as you like it, I don't really care what they think that much.
The guest intros are pretty cool. Like he did one for all of us at different points, and I was like, yeah.
It just sometimes I forget how to read.
Hey, reading's hard.
Like I know you're an 8th grade teacher, but I think I read at like a 3rd grade level, so that might be how we got on
most
this.
of the world does. So you're not not alone.
Maybe this guest was just specifically for you.
Yeah, can you teach me how to read?
It's like, man,
I can try. I mean,
man, I'm a math teacher.
I think you're kind of stuck in your ways at this point.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
I can't teach a bad reader new tricks, I think is what the saying is.
That's an old proverb.
Yeah.
I think so.
Loosely translated.
But anyways, so yeah, what kind of competitions? I know, but what kind of competitions do you do usually?
So usually I'm in. Usually I do strongman. I have done a stone lifting event and possibly gonna get roped into Highland Games pretty soon. I've had a few people asking me about it, so
Yeah.
You won't regret it.
worth a shot. Worth a shot.
Won't regret it. And you also compete in arm lifting at the Arnold, right?
Yes, I do. So originally I started with Moss wrestling, but because in 22, I ended up tearing my bicep. So I unofficially kind of took a step back from that. So then that's when arm lifting kind of came about, took over.
Nice. You and Holland are twinsies.
Yeah. Bicep tears. Yay.
Gemini.
Yeah, it's a long 6 months of recovery, but very easy to recover from. It's just time and patience.
Yep.
Did yours tear down at the elbow or up at your shoulder?
Distal. So I have the right here at the bottom. So it just rolled up.
Same deal. That's weird when that muscle rolls up into your arm, isn't it?
It was just crazy because, like, for me, it didn't hurt. Like, I felt it, but I scared the crowd more than anything.
I was alone. I was in the gym and I was cleaning up like after a workout, and I just was setting a bar back onto a rack, and as soon as I straightened my arm out, it just popped, and like it was like like a second of pain, but then I could it felt so weird, like there's it was such a
like it's not attached anymore.
yeah but but what's crazy is you could still Like I was expecting not to be able to bend this arm anymore, but you could still move it.
So from what
And it was
I've
weird.
read up on that and just getting experience from other people, so basically what happens is like all of the secondary muscles take over. So like you still have full use of it, but it's not smart to continue to keep on using it because eventually the other muscles will get overworked.
Yeah.
So
You know, the surgeon told me, they're like, they're like, what do you want to do? Do you want to fix it? I was like, yeah, I want to fix it. They're like, well, you can just, leave it like it is. And I was like, really? And they go, yeah, that arm just going to be about 60% weaker. I was like, no.
Why would you want to
I was
leave
like,
that?
I was like, you know what I do? Like, I was like, I need it to be 60% stronger.
Yeah.
well, thankfully my surgeon team they were pretty on board with my recovery. Like my surgeon told me firsthand, he's like, I work on athletes all the time. Like because you're a younger guy, he's like, and you're still active, so we'll fix it and get you back on in no time. Like usually they say that for older guys or middle aged that don't compete anymore or just, because he told me it'll grow back somewhere. It'll attach somewhere, just not where it was.
It'll grow
So
back somewhere.
Right. So it'll just randomly attach to something in your arm and then you'll just have a peak bicep for the rest of your life. But
Oh, like Larry Wheels.
Yeah. Maybe I should have done that. It might help us in our bodybuilding competition.
You got no hope, man.
I had a
Sorry.
You don't need
and look, even crazier, he actually told me a guy came in, he was a bodybuilder that actually told them to go in and do the other arm just so he could be symmetrical.
really. Huh.
Yeah.
That's wild.
What?
That's
Someone.
dumb.
He's an arm wrestler. I can't think of who it was. Tore a bicep.
Stallone.
And when they went to reattach it, he wanted them to change the attachment point to help his leverage.
Attach it to my wrist.
That just seems like a Devin Larrett thing.
I don't know. I can't remember who. It does sound like him.
Make me a
but
bat. Attach it to my hips. They do that.
Make you a bat. Yeah, but whatever.
I will say, watching you recover from your bicep surgery was pretty cool because it didn't look like you missed a single day in the gym.
So what I ended up doing, because that year at the Arnold, I became the guy that tore his bicep at the Arnold. So like when it happened, like an SOS call just went out. Like everybody that I knew in the expo, like one by one, they were just like, Daryl's down. And it's just like one by one just kept coming on, checking on me. Like it was amazing, like to have that level of support. But a lot of the pro strongman, it was just like, hey, welcome to the club. Now you're going to be getting familiar with the SSB bar because you're going to be doing legs like 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So
See, I said that. I think I'm just going to go have the surgery done. I haven't tore one yet, but it just seems like all the cool people have it done.
Yeah. Hey, did you deadlift with the what's it called?
I had the Split Ink harness.
Yeah. I got
Yep.
Ross Roberts sent me. He had torn his bicep and had just finished his recovery for it, and I tore mine, and he sent me that so I could keep doing deadlifts. That thing was cool.
Yeah. And like all of the people that were kind of watching, it's like, oh, how are you doing it? I was like, well, I'm not the first person that's torn his bicep, but I appreciate it. Like I can tell you what I know, but
Yeah.
Dude,
I was like, they were responding like I invented this thing. I was like, no, far from it.
Man,
I appreciate the credit, but
I posted videos of me using it and doing deadlifts. Like I'd posted some on YouTube or something, and there were so many people that were like, "That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. That's the way to get injured." And I mean, there was so much. I'm like, you guys not understand that my arm, I'm not attached. I mean, I'm not using anything to pick this bar up other than this strap. It's because I'm injured that I'm using it. Yeah, like that.
Exactly.
I mean,
like I've already done that part, so now I'm recovering.
yeah. But man, so many.
But leave it to me to actually continue my workouts.
Yeah.
So, because I already knew, like, mentally, I just couldn't sit at home for 6 months and just try to do whatever I could. Like, no, just go back into the gym. Like that's.
Yeah, I would.
And then you get the unilateral aspect of it, muscle memory.
Mhm.
So a lot of guys were telling me, it's like, as long as you can work the other side, then once it's time for you to recover fully, then it'll be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I could have. I don't know if I could have took just sitting waiting like that. It would have.
Nah.
I had to keep working.
Like I had people yell at me, like, "Why are you at the gym?" I was like, "I'm working out. What are you talking about?
Where else would I
You have a
be?
cast on your arm." It's like, "Yeah," and the other one still works, and my legs still work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have one on there.
It's like, and I want them to keep working at the level that they're at. Or
Got 6 months is a long time to just not work out.
Yeah.
And I know, like you said, muscle memory is there, but man, that'd be a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like everybody was stating the obvious, like, "You got a cast on your arm." Thank you. Didn't realize it.
It's like, oh, when did that get there?
No way. So, what event was it that you tore your bicep on?
Moss wrestling.
With the Moss wrestling.
We went over this, Caleb.
My gosh.
I was thinking, I was still thinking grip competition. I was like, man,
Pervert.
So do you have any plans to go back to Moss Wrestling?
So funny thing, every time I run into Old Haugen, he always mentions like me coming back to it. Like he still sends me emails and invitations, and it's like, "Hey, you coming back?" And I was like, that was a long 6 months, man." And every time he just looks at me, he's like, "I tore both, so what?" So yeah, but I lead a normal life, sir. Like,
yeah, I don't want to tear the other one.
Yeah.
right? Like, because I talk to Evan Singleton pretty regularly at these events, and he was one that recovered from both biceps, and I was just like, yeah, you can recover from it, but you try your best to not do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing the second time will be easier because you already know what to do. But
And and I wondered too, because after this left one tore, I got to thinking, I wonder what kind of shape this right tendon's in. Because I mean, I didn't think the left one was.
I can tell you, for me, I was developing tendonitis on my right side because I was overcompensating for so long.
Yeah.
So everything that I was doing was with my right hand. So then, yeah, those muscles are getting tired by the day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I kept wondering. I was like, and the last time I talked to my orthopedic, I was asking him, and he thought I was asking about like how well the repair, was. He was like, "Oh, that reattachment is stronger than it was naturally."
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm cool with this fixed one. I'm wondering how far gone this one is, And he was like, "Oh, it's fine."
Only one way to find out.
I guess,
And I can tell you, like, still currently, like, psychologically, Atlas stones and sandbags still get to me because I'm just like, I don't ever want to be in a position where I'm like, "Oh, now the other one went."
Yep. Yeah. I every time I do something and I feel like a tweak in that bicep, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Is this where it's going to tear? But yeah,
I hear you.
I saw Caleb get really jealous when you mentioned Out Haugen. It's a bucket list guy for Caleb.
He's a fangirl of many people whose names I don't know.
He's the Vice Grip Viking.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. He's as far as, well, I mean, strongman too, but really grip. He's a legend.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, if you go to the Arnold next year, I can personally introduce you.
Good thing he can't hear right now.
Did you hear that?
So we'll take you up on that. We'll leave Caleb out.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I've had friends where, the more I travel around, I just started meeting pro athletes from all over. And then I've had a lot of friends that, say, "Oh, you're at this show, you're at this show." And then, I'm like, "Hey, if I can, like, I would definitely try to put you in touch with them just, for a second, especially like if you're in person, then you just walk with me and then I'll introduce you."
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. Have you, so the guy that we're talking about, how old is he now?
He is, oof. Definitely
He's got to be knocking on
70s or so.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be in his 70s, I'd say. And you know the Thomas Inch dumbbell.
Yeah.
You know, dude lifted either hand like
Hell yeah.
just. I mean, like toss it back and forth. I mean,
75.
75. Okay,
Wasn't he going for
Yeah,
a
I was
record
gonna
number
say.
of lifts on that
I think he has the
several
record
years ago?
on that, doesn't he?
He missed it by like he
Oh,
was,
I think he did it at the training hall, his gym
Yeah.
back in California.
he was doing it at record breakers where he's trying to. I can't remember how many attempts or how many
lifts. Yeah,
he was attempting
It-
over a
it's-
certain amount of time.
dude, his grip is insane.
That's crazy.
So, anyways,
Right,
what's the
roll.
next thing or next event you're going to?
Oh, good segue.
Competing wise, I don't know yet. I'm supposed to be judging Southeast Regionals down in Myrtle. What is that? That's on the 12th of this month.
There's a
Um,
lot of things happening on April 12th.
Yeah,
there's a lot because it was either me judge at Myrtle or compete in New Jersey.
Yeah, because we're
you
supposed
picked
to.
the beach over New Jersey.
Hey,
What? Yeah, because I'd got us in to announce and commentate at Strongest at the Sideshow on April 12th, and then now every time someone's like, "Yeah, I'm competing in this competition on April 12th," I was like, "Oh, which one?" Like, and then they name a different one that I've not heard of. Like, I think I've heard of about 5 so far. I was like, man,
Yeah, I'm gonna be in
I can
Wisconsin.
say over the years,
Lovely.
the strongman calendar is just really challenging now because there's a lot more comps going on. Our rule of thumb is really check the schedule first just to make sure that
Yep.
everything's not happening at the same time. Because if you want the sport to grow, you don't want to split your audience and your athletes so much.
Yeah,
Yep, that's every time we schedule one, the first thing I do or we start playing one is I go to Iron Podium. But it always seems like every Saturday for the entire summer has so I stopped looking at how many are on the same day. I start looking at where are they at.
Yeah.
Like if I've got some states between us, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
I can say for us in the DMV area, like we really got to pay attention to that for Maryland, Virginia, especially, and then you can throw in North Carolina on top. Like it's a lot that goes on, and then of course you have the state line between Virginia and Tennessee, where you have Bristol right there, and even West Virginia, where it's like everything is so close that it's like you have to check the schedule because chances are you might have people from another state that might travel to you to help you out. So you don't want to step on their toes necessarily either.
Yeah, that's what me and Holland talked about that the other day. Is like where we're at in East Tennessee is really good for like Highland Games, and there's a lot of people around here for that kind of thing. But there's almost zero strongman presence here. However, you go to like you go to like North Carolina, Virginia, like you were just saying. It seems like it's everywhere.
yes. It's like as soon as you cross out of Tennessee, bam, strongman stuff everywhere.
Yeah, like I see everybody posting their pictures and videos of all these strongman gyms with all this stuff. I'm like, I've got stones at my house. That's like the closest we've got.
Kidney stones.
But so, are you excited about Highland Games?
Good segue.
So I've got a group that's been trying to get me in it for about 2 years or so now. When I did the stone lifting last year with Frank Sharp, because he kind of volunteered me to, he's like, hey, I got a comp to do it, and he's like, oh, well, what's your t-shirt size? I'll sign you up for it. I got it. I'll take care of it for you. So then it's like I have to be there.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it was cold, it was raining, but I had the best time.
Yep. Yeah, that's Frank actually just signed up for ours that we're putting on June 14th. And I was like, I don't really want to tell too many people he signed up because I already know he's going to win. Like, Frank is just a beast. But
There's gonna be people that are like, oh, Frank's going.
however, it's going to be a great time.
But
I was hoping to win this.
that speaks to any kind of like sanctioned sports is, and I had to get over that myself because I used to check the roster. I'm like, oh, there's this person gonna be there. I'm not gonna do it. But now it's just like that person could probably help me in the future. Like I've had competitions where I was dead last, but I had the best time because it forces you to grow and get you out of your element to push yourself a little bit more. And you never know, like with these sports, sometimes it might just be your day to win. It might, you can never judge somebody else's abilities based off of your own abilities.
Yeah. Whenever I first started Highland Games, I did that a lot. I would go and look because Highland Games, everybody's PRs and scores are all over NASGA and now Heavy Athlete. So you can go look up where everybody's at right now. And I did that all the time. I would go and write down everybody's PRs. Like, okay, all I've got, this guy, if he has a best day, he'll do this, close to this. I'm like, but then all I wind up doing is I would collect data and then wind up being dead last. Like, well, I'm glad I wasted time doing that. So now I just
dead last in a comp. Hang the banner.
So now I just enjoy going to the competitions and then just have fun instead of worry so much about, or at least ahead of time. I worry while I'm there what I'm placing, but I don't preemptively try to figure out where I'm going to fall. I don't even take pictures 90% of the time.
It's all about strategy too. You always want to have a strategy, a game plan going into it. Usually my plan is I don't want to be dead last. Like, let me get some points on the board. Like, you never go into the comps like, hey, I just want to go and have a good time. Like, no, I want to place well, but like I said, I've been dead last where I'm like, hey, you just got to shake it off, and if it means that much to you, then you just try harder next time, I guess.
I have the same policy. The one time I competed, it was just like anything but dead last, dog. That's all we need. Anything but dead last.
And that's what, to go back to Highland Games, that's what I like about Highland Games is like, if you know you're not going to win overall, just pick one event. Just, all right, I'm going to crush hammer. Like, and if I take a first place win in hammer, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Although those guys do kind of make me mad though, because I'll have this one dude that'll be dead last in every event. Then he'll come in there and get like first place with a huge bomb on open stone, which is my worst event. And he'll put just enough points to knock me out of first place every single time.
You sound bitter.
That's what I say. It's all about strategy. Yeah.
Their strategy
I know
works.
that over the years with strongman, like my moving events versus my static events have drastically changed where, I might not be top athlete of the day, but there's just certain events where I just excel in. Like I can run a 700, 750 yoke, in a few seconds. I can do the farmer's carry for distance. Like it's just certain things that just kind of stand out. And you want to be a well-rounded athlete, but you always have your niche that you just find along the way. It's like, hey, this event kind of speaks to me. So it's like, every time I compete, so I'm not a big fan of sandbags at all. Just any capacity. Throwing them, carrying them, it's just not me.
Yep.
But I know that usually I give myself a throwaway event where I'm like, hey, we're going to try it. We're not going to just skip it, but at least give it what you got. But the confidence level is not there with like the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. Smart. So what's your favorite event then? What's the one that speaks to you?
So any yoke and farmer's carry, I'm still working on my deadlift because, naturally, as I got stronger, everybody around me got stronger than me. So
now hold on, time out. You said working on your deadlift. Holland, ask him what his PR deadlift is.
What's your PR deadlift?
So it just came randomly as a fluke one day. So last year, we got out of school early. So I had time to go home and relax. And then I went to the gym and then I was like, all right, it feels pretty good. And then I was like, all right, let me go for 655. And that moved pretty well. And then I had a couple of gym regulars who was like, hey, that moved really, really fast. You should go up. I said, yeah, no, I don't know. And then I ended up pulling 675. So.
But working on his deadlift.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get there one day.
And the important thing, it's conventional.
Yes. Yeah, 675.
Conventional.
So as a part of my bicep recovery, I have been doing beltless deadlifts since because I couldn't get the belt on like I wanted. So I was just training myself naturally to just go without.
Mhm.
So now that I know where my brace is, that's gotten a lot stronger. So now I just do beltless deadlifts.
Makes sense.
And I tell you, a guy that I'm always in constant communication with, that Sean Shoemaker. He's the one that kind of got me started with that.
Yeah. Eddie Hall trained beltless on deadlifts when he was working up for the record for like up until he got to a certain weight, like I don't know, until he hit into the like nines or something. He was going beltless.
Holland wears a belt but no pants, so the belt's kind of redundant.
I've always seen kind of mixed reviews or mixed opinions on the belt versus beltless. Like, not that her opinion carries any weight anymore, but Steffi Cohen used to always say, if you're going to lift in a belt, train in a belt. But then other people are like,
you always compete how you
right.
train, basically. Because comp floor is never a time for you to try something new.
Yeah.
But I can see though, working without a belt, like your first, like it's like doing deadlift. I'll go double overhand just to work on grip until I can't hold it anymore, and then I'll do alternate grip for my working sets. So I could see going beltless for most of your sets, and then putting a belt on for your top ones. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all about comfort, really. Like, if you know where your brace is, and sometimes when I'm wearing the belt, depending on if it's a conventional deadlift, a car deadlift, like your bracing point changes. So I'm like, if I can still breathe, then I'll put the belt on. But if I know I'm gonna be in a position where I'm like, all right, I'm fighting for air, it's just not gonna work.
Makes sense. So do you usually train like you do your own program, or do you have a coach?
I don't have a coach at the moment. A lot of stuff what I do right now is just kind of based off of memory. Like I remember what works. So usually I just kind of go off of, the vibe for the day. So if I know, usually I go 4 days a week. So I do a split of Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So usually Sunday I can do leg day. So that would be my squats. Monday is my overhead press. Wednesday is my deadlift day. And then Friday I follow up again with more pressing. So a lot of stuff, I just know, like, to me, my main thing is I know what my main lift is going to be for the day. So then I can vary on the accessories.
Holland's favorite accessory is a small little cigarette case he's got. It's it's some kind of lizard skin. It's blue, and it's custom fit for Virginia Slims.
It's very detailed.
Yeah, it's got little brass clasps, and it's got a Coach logo on it, but we all know it's not real.
Yeah, it's a fake.
Did you write this down at some point? Because that sounded like very.
No. If you've known Dave in any capacity, this is normal, and he makes it all up on the spot. And then if you ask him in 2 minutes to say it again, he won't know what he just said.
That's fair.
I'm a real shoot from the hip kind of guy.
So, I've been looking at competing in the Arnold for the grip competition next year. So what should I expect looking at that?
So they have it broken up into different classes. So they have your open class, which I've been doing on Sundays, where you just the weight classes are in kilos. So you just figure out what where you want to enter in. They have the pro side, they have the master side. So everybody competes on different days at different times. So mainly it's just really kind of getting in touch with Ricardo. I'm pointing in the right direction with him. Because the sport is growing. Like from the first time that I did it up until now, like it's been a lot more interest in it. And it's just for the open class, it's just really just signing up for it, knowing what weight class you want to try out, and just getting all of that in order. So then that way you just just kind of get in where you fit in at that point.
Caleb's never fit in.
Do the lists vary from competition to competition as far as the grip goes? Like strongman?
So they usually they'll announce the events ahead of time.
Okay.
So then that way you got ample time to train for it. But for me, what works for me is you can never go wrong with just training a double overhang deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
And that varies between the deadlift bar and the axle bar. Like on my deadlift days when I'm just using the regular deadlift bar, I always try my double overhand as high as I can go. So I'll set a number for that day, and then I'll use the straps after that.
So what's your PR double overhand axle bar? Just curiosity.
So I just recently, at this past Arnold, I actually got up to 377 on the axle.
That's pretty
So
stout.
that was an 11-pound PR from last year at the Arnold.
Dang. So do you train that pretty often, or is it just kind of seldomly thrown in there?
So as I get closer to comp, because a lot of times I'm a big fan of like saving my hands for when I need them. You don't want to tear your hands up on just being reckless, So as far as the axle goes, I really don't train the axle until maybe a month or two out. So in any other time, like I'm getting my hands rougher on the from the knurling on the deadlift bar.
Yeah.
So that just kind of trains your grip to just so your hands are primed for it. So like I tell anybody that's wanting a stronger grip, like you hold on to the bar. If you're doing reps, like the last rep, 3 to 5 seconds, as a minimum, to just hold on to the bar. Let the bar settle in your hands, feel the weight, let those stabilizer muscles kick in, and just you just kind of train from there.
Yep. We're actually on is that June 28th? Yeah.
Yeah.
June 28th, we're going to Home Gym Con. We're going to be there helping our friend put on a USAWA meet, but after that, we're putting on a Thomas Inch dumbbell challenge.
Y'all's friend.
That's going to be, it's going to be pretty cool.
Okay.
So currently, I hold the USAWA record in that, but maybe someone will beat me.
I mean, you did just
with that kind of attitude.
Depends on the formula.
yeah, and he did just fail the Thomas Inch at the Arnold.
That was very upsetting. I blame the cut. I've pulled the Thomas Inch dumbbell several times. I've pulled over Thomas Inch dumbbell weight, but then Mitch Hooper had it at his booth, and I dropped it like 5 times. That's cool.
Yeah, Caleb sucks.
Did they let you use chalk?
Yeah, they let me use chalk, but I didn't use chalk to start out with. I tried it probably 4 times, and then finally got chalk, and then I still missed. I think 2.
Oh, you wore yourself out.
Yeah, 2 times I got it to my knees and then dropped it, and I was like, "Well, there's that."
That's what she said.
Dave was refraining from saying it.
Daryl came in for it.
So I got water. I had to keep busy to keep me on track.
So, anyways, yeah, if you're not doing anything on June 28th, Home Gym Con in Kentucky is going to be pretty cool. I've not been, but it looks cool.
I'll see what I can do with that. That's middle of the summer, so should be pretty flexible with that.
It's at the Louisville Convention Center too, so it should be pretty big.
Yeah, Louisville Convention Center.
That place is huge.
I've got a map of a lot of the stuff that's going on, or a lot of the vendors that's going to be there. There's actually some pretty big vendors. It's going to be pretty cool.
I think it'll be bigger than
All right. Yeah,
Somerset.
definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. The show they had in Somerset, dog.
Never mind.
Maybe that's why he's not my friend. I don't know. Maybe stuff like that. Oh, well.
Anyways.
So what's your favorite grip event?
That's a personal question.
Well,
So they call it the grandfather clock. So it's just a cylinder that you just lift from a pin. That usually works well for me. After I kind of busted my finger on the Saxon bar, yeah, that was the second event. So with that Saxon bar, I got it all the way up, and then like I was barely holding on with my fingertips, and then my middle finger like popped backwards.
Ooh.
So that was pretty painful. So just imagine like you jamming your finger, but like the other direction. And that's what it feels like.
Ugh, no
So that was
thanks.
the second event. So then by the third event, the grandfather clock was a medley, 3 different weights. And I actually got the top reps. I had 32 reps on the heaviest weight.
yikes.
So
32 reps.
yes.
God, I'd be out of breath.
You know,
I'm out of breath thinking about it.
Well, it's a one-handed lift, and it's almost like a sumo stance. So it's not necessarily the breathing part. It's just how long is your grip going to hold out before you just can't do it anymore.
you know, I got an axle bar and had messed around with it a lot, and then I was like, I need a Saxon bar, so I made one, and first time that I loaded it up, and I was going to try it out, I just started throwing weights on like that I would start off with the axle bar, and immediately I was like, whoa, this is what the Saxon bar
humbles you very
is
fast.
humbling.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Holland and his nephew originally got me into doing grip events, and so up until that point, I was doing pretty well. And then he showed up with a Saxon bar. I was like, load it up. He's like, it's heavy. I was like, load it up, dude. Like, I have got it. Did not do well. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my worst grip event. Like I can get the axle, I can get the grandfather clock.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever get a chance to try Excalibur, that's a pretty cool grip.
I like that just for the name of it. That sounds cool.
So it actually is like a sword handle.
I'm going to buy one. I have to buy one.
Yeah, I was like, Caleb will now have one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to replace this sword with Excalibur. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool one.
Ask for that surgery.
Yeah, there's different ones. The double Raptor, that was one of my first grip events, and that was actually at a strongman event. I think I got 3 something on that. And then they make the 2-inch and the 3-inch Raptor handle.
So what
That's
is
the one
the
that's the one that has like a little roller pin on it, so that spins.
Oh, so is that like the Rolling Thunder? Is it similar to that one?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. You said 3 what?
3-inch.
But what weight did you hit on it?
It was a double handle one. I think I hit like 3 something. I can't remember.
That's still pretty up there.
Yeah.
I've not tried that one, but anytime you hear 300 anything in grip, it's a lot.
Well, matter of fact, it's the Country Crush. You might hear this. Familiar with that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Country Crush.
Yeah.
Cote's company.
Yeah, duh.
Y'all are saying a lot of words that I don't know.
Welcome to my experience at the Iron Palace podcast.
Yeah.
You're the grip guy.
Yeah, you should know this.
I'm just good at grip. I don't know everything about it. Why do you think I'm asking so many questions? Because I legitimately don't know.
He is very nosy.
Oh, I know that feeling. Like everybody asks me, it's like, "Oh, you're a math teacher. Can you help me with my statistics?" I was like, "I teach 8th grade. It is not the same." Like just because I teach math is not at that level. Like I'm a special ed teacher on top of that, so it's not there.
I was on Excalibur Grip's website, and the first review is just labeled 5 stars from CrossFit enthusiasts, so I'm out.
CrossFit enthusiast.
CrossFit enthusiasts.
You can't let one source spoil the fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a pretty spoilable source.
Yeah, I
The
do
next
that.
one just says fitness enthusiast.
Okay.
My sister-in-law is a music teacher, so I always ask her random questions all the time, similar to that. Like, hey, can you teach me arithmetic? She's like, no, I'm a music teacher. I'm like, okay.
Start asking her, like, what hallucinogen if I'm want to write this kind of song?
What will make me read better? But
I'm trying to write Sergeant Pepper. What should I be on?
I think now's a great time to hit ads real quick. Mostly because I'm ready to see what Dave is. Don't throw it at me, throw it at him. Why do you want to throw things at me all the time? This one is not a sponsor. However, we couldn't not have Dave try it.
Oh, they sound rattly. Hold the phone. I smell them from here.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. My eyes burn. Oh shit. How is that clumping? Is what I want to know. Oh yeah, I'm done. My palms are sweating. What the hell is that? I can't stop though. Oh. Oh shit. The cinnamon is pleasing though. Everything else sucks. Oh, that burned a hole in something.
Could you imagine if you went in there like you did the
God.
first one?
Oh yeah, I can't even get close. Oh my god. Like zone, you give it a second, you hit it again, you kind of acclimate. Those every time it's just a kick in the dick. Ooh, not
So
in a good way.
eventually they do lose their potency, just depending on how much air gets to it over time. But
Oh,
the Hades, you can basically sniff the cap and be okay.
Yeah.
a cat turd in this bottle.
I don't know what's in
It
there.
kind of looks like it.
So rule of thumb in the future, if they say just try this, the answer is no.
Oh, Dave won't do that.
I watched a lot of Jackass in my formative years. I'm only going to learn one way.
Well,
That's the hard
we
way.
grew up in a simpler time. Like, we were entertained by Jackass, but we weren't gonna just go out and do everything that they did. Like,
He did.
all right, well,
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, most people don't.
Jesus.
he's still sniffing it. Why?
I don't know. He's a masochist.
I don't know either. Watch your mouth. Yeah. Yeah, they work.
So if he passes out, don't edit that part out. Leave that in.
Oh, no, we've got a whole episode and a whole short dedicated to him smelling salts, where he rolled on the floor, took his shirt off, everything.
I got aggressive with the zone. It says 12 inches, and from what I've been telling my wife, I put them that close to my face, and they dang near killed me. I mean, don't put them
She
back.
could probably say the same thing.
I was like, yeah, 12 inches away. Damn near killed me. It's like dragging a box through peat gravel.
Oh my God.
Okay. Any more ads?
Oh, we haven't even done one yet.
Are we doing the ads?
Yeah, we could do our actual affiliate.
Are we gonna do one for Zone now? That doesn't seem right.
Dude, I could eat those now, probably. I don't know if I'll smell them.
We may have to cut this part out.
Oh, that's the green one. Have you had the white one yet?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like these are
those are kind of old too. I need to get new ones.
not nearly as effective afterwards. Like,
No, you've been putting your nose in that Cerberus over there. You're not gonna feel anything else.
I tell you,
yeah, nothing.
I'm
All
gonna,
right, hit it, then hit it.
See, after a while, if you've done enough cocaine, then the rest of it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
What was that sound?
I don't know, but I hope he does it again. Nothing. Caleb?
I'm still laughing at Holland's sound he made.
I'm just trying to process how I feel about it. Smell them.
Get in there.
All right, enough of the reindeer games and smell the damn thing.
All in one nostril.
That's how it goes.
You can bathe in those now.
There's nothing in there.
Yeah.
It smells like when you go to the pool and they just put chlorine in it.
So now we know the secret. Before you do the zone, you got to hit the Cerberus.
It's all right here.
My eyes are still watering.
No, what you just said is a bad idea. One salt at a time.
Look, dude, you got to die of something. I'll roll the dice. It ain't gambling if you win every time.
Oh, wow.
Give me the more.
And that's everybody's reaction to Dave. Oh, wow.
So, what other ads do we have?
Not the zone. They don't even work.
Okay, well, that's getting cut out. So,
Right.
NutriFit, if you need any pre-workout, protein, any supplement, just go hit up NutriFit, use code CalebCDay at checkout and get you a sweet discount. Regenesis, we've talked about it several times, but it's great. That's why it's always here, because I always buy it. Pre-workout's great. They've got a low stem, a no stem, and an extreme. I would love to recommend the extreme, but I get jitters, so I go with the normal one, which is still $375. But
I thought it was 400.
the regular is $375. The extreme is $400.
I thought it was 4 and 425.
Google it. I really hope Alan's right.
Shocker.
Alan usually.
Anyway, so go to NutriFit.com. Use code CalebCDay at checkout. Get you some sweet stuff, and also help us out.
What do the independent fact checkers say?
I'm working on it.
Oh, okay. In the meantime, let's talk about Hossware.
I'll forget about it. But
Hossware, great company. Two cool guys run it. They make a lot of gym apparel, workout stuff. And it's kind of geared towards strongman and Highland game stuff. They got the shirts that say the Power Belly and stuff like that. Check them out. Hossware.com. Code TIPP with them. Get a 15% discount.
and Cerberus smelling salts.
No. We're working on it. It's not happened yet.
Have you reached out to Ken?
Yeah.
Working on me.
Yeah, Kira's getting us set up with a phone call with him so we can get some stuff figured out. So hopefully that comes through soon.
Carnage is 400.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's symbiote?
Get him, Alan. Alan on that ass, dude.
Alan's right.
Why are we acting? I was about to say, why are we acting like I'm always right and he's always
Alan's
wrong?
on
It is
that
never.
It
ass.
is
Don't get-
479.
Don't get defensive.
No,
All right, well, there you have it.
479 milligrams.
Don't get defensive just because Alan's, quote, on that ass.
Quote. You quoting yourself?
Hey.
Still tracks, dog.
Anyways, if you want to also support the podcast, go to Etsy, go to the little search bar and type in Iron Pals Podcast. It's going to take you straight to our merch, and then you can buy any cool thing that we are not wearing.
Hey, Alan's wearing it.
Well, Alan's wearing it, but you can't see Alan.
Using code on that ass.
The one guy off camera. But yeah,
But it looks great on him.
it does.
Looks fantastic.
Very form-fitting.
You look fetching.
Here.
Oh, my God.
Looks like old Tommy Thickles over there, son.
Tommy Thickles.
Sheesh. Sweet nipples.
Oh, the one
player.
thing you don't throw at me.
Sweet nipples. All right, now do your pants.
All right. So this is our stance on sumo.
Anyways, you can get that sweet shirt
Got the
at Etsy.
logo on the back. Oh yeah. That's
It's getting cold over here. Holly.
that's one. Here I better give Alan his shirt back.
I've never seen anybody describe it getting cold by going,
Did he take
getting
the
cold
shirt
in
off
here.
of his back?
He literally did, yeah.
That's how dedicated.
That's
he
good
is.
advertisement.
Yeah, that's dedication.
Yep. Alan is quote married to the game. All right, is that it? I think that's it.
Yep.
Sweet. Thought that was something else, but
We don't have that many sponsors.
You want to jog your memory?
no. That will do the opposite of jog my memory.
Dude, it made my memory run a marathon.
So,
Oh, I've forgotten how strong they were though already.
in a different note, have you done powerlifting at all?
Good segue.
I haven't. So that's how I kind of got into strongman. Is that I was training for powerlifting, and I got bored. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's how that went. So I just started looking up strongman routines, and then it's like, oh, this looks fun, and then I just never turned back.
Yeah, that's how I think everybody gets into strongman the same way, unless you're just one of these crazy, naturally talented powerlifters. Because we talked about it off podcast before, but Mitchell Hooper had the best answer to describe a powerlifter, and it's that they are just nerds who are really good at numbers and really good at doing the same movements, the 3 same movements over and over again, which is cool. But I bring it up to say that Colton Engelbrecht,
Oh yeah.
insane. I think he weighed in at what, 250 pounds or something.
I bet Alan knows.
He was around the 125, 120 kilo weight class. So my weight class, and then just missed lockout by like not much.
Did you see what he pulled before that though?
Yeah. So on his 4th attempt deadlift, so he opened at what, 450 kilos, 465, 475, and then went for 500 and got it, I would say, probably about 80% locked out.
Almost there.
And now he pulled sumo, but this is the first time I'll ever say that this sumo was pretty close to being legit because it wasn't the super crazy wide stance sumo.
Ed Cohen's.
It was
Yeah.
Ed Cohen's.
Because he's decently tall. He's not a short guy that's got his feet touching the plates, but it was a respectable deadlift, and it was raw, no straps, no wraps, just grip it and rip it.
Yeah, and it was
double overhand, but he was hooking, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and also it was a full competition.
Did a full competition.
He had I don't remember what he squatted. It was over 1,000.
Hold on. I don't have his numbers, but I do have
It's crazy.
And he benched over 500.
Yeah.
And then he pulled what does 475 work out to? Like 1,034 or something?
Oh, yeah, it's over 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone put on here, has the second biggest deadlift in history in a sanctioned meet. His 470 kilograms sits only behind Danny Grigsby at 487.5 and ahead of Benedict Magnuson and Jamal Browner's 460.
It's wild.
And Benedict was the only one to pull his deadlift during a meet.
Yeah. And did you see his squat attempts?
No.
He had depth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were good. I mean, they were solid. I see a lot of these guys and they're squatting high, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially like with powerlifting, as involved as we are in powerlifting, not a lot of powerlifting news strikes me as crazy cool or interesting.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm seeing numbers like this from somebody who's as small as I say small, he's not small, but but whenever you're comparing, like Benedict Magnuson is massive.
Yeah.
And so now he's beat Benedict's deadlift, and he was known for deadlifts. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Take these. I went too deep.
Went to the well one too many times.
The darkness started gazing back.
But yeah, and like, I mean, he's pulling weights, comparable to Halfthor and Eddie, and those are 400-pounders.
Yeah, they're almost twice his weight.
Yeah,
With straps.
With straps and suits.
Yeah.
so yeah, it's pretty impressive what he did, even if it was sumo.
I would almost say semi-sumo.
Sumo.
Is that not called like the frog?
Mm-hmm.
They call that
Out
a
on
hybrid
the
stance.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect it more because it almost looks like it's less advantageous than just doing conventional. Like, it just looks like you're in a weird stance to me.
It's putting your body closer to the bar, though.
Is it that much?
Oh God! I just put my body closer to God.
Put it down.
Holland gave them back to me. right, I'm locked in. Let's podcast.
He's locked in. Oh man, yeah. So Caleb and I both coach powerlifting, and like I've competed. Caleb's competed, but mostly we've competed. So we coach Special Olympics powerlifting, and we've competed as they do a power partners is what they call it, and it's unified powerlifting. So you kind of team up with a Special Olympian, and you combine totals to get a score. They've got a Wilks calculation or whatever, and as far as competing with them. It's fun to do, but I'm sure Caleb doesn't either. Like, I have no desire to compete in just a regular powerlifting.
Not really, no.
I've
been invited to a few bigger ones.
Yeah.
I say bigger, not like I've been invited to some crazy national or whatever meet, but like I get invited to them. I just don't.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like even small rules, like I can't use smelling salts on the platform. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, you can't use smelling salts in view of the crowd.
Which, not that I really need them. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it whenever you put such a minuscule rule on something.
Yeah, and it's weird coming from strongman too. If you do strongman first and then go to powerlifting like you did, you can be setting up for a deadlift and
someone else is holding it for you.
They're holding the smelling salts under your nose as you've got a hold of the bar.
Yep.
Then you get to powerlifting, and they're like, "Oh, you can't do that in view of the crowd. You've got to go around behind the curtain,"
which is kind of pointless at that point.
Yeah.
Now you've got to hit them, wait for them to call your name, bars loaded, maybe hit them again before you walk out behind the curtain. But then you've got your whole little walkout thing. I don't know, just kills the vibe.
Yeah,
and just pray that they don't have a misload.
Right.
Oh God,
yeah.
Like that was not anything that I ever thought about. Because I'm just in my head, I'm picturing at powerlifting, these people are locked in. Everyone is like, including volunteers, the loaders, everybody is like the platform manager. Everybody is on the spot that day. And then you go out here and you've got Julius Maddox. God, I spaced out for a second.
Yeah.
But Julius Maddox on ESPN misloaded the world record bench press. Like, are you joking?
Yeah.
Of all times.
Yeah, and man, that's. I mean. If you're benching 200 pounds and the bar's misloaded, that's one thing.
Yeah, 145, okay.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
But if you're benching 700-800 pounds and it's misloaded, you're looking at some serious injury. If you're not, I don't know.
I've even watched Julius Maddox where he was walking through the gym and where he was going to bench press. And he's wobbling the bench, feeling the pad, like seeing how wide the pad is. Like he won't just bench press on any.
Yeah.
Like he's like, no, if this is too squishy, I'm going to lean this way.
It's certain lifts is just so you have to take the extra precaution with. Like it's just it's dangerous at that point. Like
oh yeah, but it was
you have to take it serious.
It was just crazy because it wasn't something that I would have thought about. You know, me and my 300-pound bench press. Like it's not something I'm thinking about all the time.
Hey, you're doing good.
He was being serious.
I'm being supportive, Caleb.
He wasn't being sarcastic.
I don't trust y'all.
Man.
But
they've been sniffing smelling salts for the past 10 minutes. So I mean
that's not different for
I
Holland.
think they've been sniffing me.
I don't even know what day it is.
You can tell they've got to Dave, and if he ain't said nothing in about 10 minutes.
he's talking to God over there.
Dave's sitting there reflecting on his life.
I'm going to need an extra ram stick or something.
He's going through all of his life decisions that brought him to this point.
He's texting his wife, "Are we really married right now? I can't remember anymore."
Telling her I got a crush on her.
You want to go out this weekend after prom?
The next text will be, "Come and get me."
Yeah, I can't drive.
Is that a good smelling salt to drive home on? Yeah. I've heard it's the natural light of smelling salts.
I don't know who these people are. There's a guy on the TV talking to me, and I don't know how I hear him.
All I know is one of them's real handsome. Spoilers, it's Holland.
I was about to say, Alan's got it looking at me, so he doesn't see you pointing.
Oh, goodness.
I'm not going to point him at again. I'm not your dancing show pony.
Hand them to him again. I bet he smells it.
Oh, 100%.
So what were we talking about? Misloading weights.
Who the hell knows?
Yeah. That's where we left it.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
So how much cardio do you incorporate into your strongman training?
Hey, good question.
So recently, what I've been doing, I've been having more fun with jumping rope and hitting speed bag.
Okay.
So I do that at the end of every session just so I can incorporate more cardio in it. Now, usually closer to comp, that's when I get on the stairs because that's the devil's work. We all know.
Yeah, we're familiar.
So they already know, like at the gym, like if they see me on the stairs, it's like, you got a competition in a couple of days, don't you? Yep.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, me and Holland are in the middle of a bodybuilding prep right now.
I know it's. I know you didn't need to hear that. It was obvious to look at us.
And cardio 5 times a week is quite possibly the worst thing I've ever heard of in my life. It's not
I can
hard.
imagine.
It's not hard cardio. Like I'm not running or anything, but still
Sucks.
35 minutes of bicycle. And Holland does the row machine.
Yeah, well,
Like I don't know who hurt him, but geez.
I'm fat.
They say that's better than any kind of run on treadmill. Yeah. Plus, it helps build upper body as well.
I mean,
Don't make a scene, dude.
yeah. So I mean, that's why I'm doing the rowing machine because I got a whole lot of body fat I got to get rid of.
So from your view, who you think's going to win, me or Holland? The only competition is me and Holland. So
He might surprise you.
that sounds like I'm going to win.
Holland's more shredded than a Julian salad, dude.
Is that the T-shirt you're going to
I
wear?
don't know. He seems like the type that, like, once he's locked in, like he's gonna
That's
make some
facts.
progress.
That's how I always describe Holland. People are like, "What do you think about Holland?" I'm like, "Dude, once he's locked in."
Yeah, we have posing training every Sunday with our coach, and I really am going to do it this Sunday because I'm going to put a camera on just him while he's coaching us because he just straight up throws shade.
That's hilarious.
Like he didn't just do it. And like he'll walk around like, and I am terrible at the lat spread, and he'll make fun of me every time. Like he went on this 10-minute tear the other day about how I get more narrower and how I'm a what do you say?
He was like, Caleb, you're a physiological impossibility.
Yeah. So that was cool. And then right after that, we were doing the ab and thigh, and he just goes, Holland, it ain't going to happen. And he goes up and pokes him, and he goes, "Oh, you are flexing."
It's like, yeah, I'm trying here.
But yeah, I'm getting worried because Sunday all he kept saying was, "Holland, you're going to be a problem." I was like,
That's right.
I hope not.
That's right.
We got like 9 weeks left.
He was also saying that he was going to try to talk me into doing the Knox Classic.
I think it's a good idea. I think you
I
should.
was like, yeah, see, Caleb,
Please, and then start calling yourself Mr. Knox. Please. please, Holland.
Yeah.
Are you going to go through another prep?
I'm just going to continue cutting because I guarantee I'm not going to be lean by the time we get to ours. I mean, I'm going to be leaner.
How much time is it from the end of this prep till the Knox Classic?
I think Knox is in November. No, August.
Shoot.
Either way, it's a while.
Well, I mean, it's just 2 more months.
2 more months. Dude, I'm dying, and we got 9 weeks left.
Holland's built
Do you
different.
know how fast I'm going to get a box of Swiss rolls after this? Like, so fast, bro.
There's a dude brought a box of Debbie cakes into work the other day. I threw them against the wall. Not the guy, the Debbie cakes.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, get that out of here.
So we're going to Hot Rods do the chubby challenge after the.
Whoa, I don't like the way that sounded at all. Never will you ever get me to a place called Hot Rods to do a chubby challenge, dude. I thought they called that place Daisy Dude.
I was like, I think we could.
I feel the need to explain this to Daryl. So there's a restaurant in town. It's a burger joint, and that's all their thing is, burgers, and they're called Hot Rods. Well, they have what they call the Chubby Challenge, and it's
33-ounce burger.
33-ounce burger with like a pound of fries, and you've got to eat all of it in an hour.
Yeah.
Although what I
It
hate,
sounds like a heart attack waiting to happen.
Probably.
T-shirt that says Hot Rod's Chubby Challenge.
it says that.
I'll wear it next time.
Hell yeah, dude.
If you
Get
if
your
you
picture on the wall too.
yeah, I always sit next to Alan's picture whenever I go. He's on. If you walk in, it's the booth on the right, like third one down.
I still don't think
even
any
know
of this
where it's
really
at.
exists.
You're welcome. But if you win the challenge, you get the shirt that says "I got a chubby at Hot Rods." I'm not even joking.
And that you cannot wear at the playground.
That's the whole reason I was going to do it, just for the tug of war.
I'm gonna pray for y'all.
Then you
changed
will
me.
start hearing numbers in yards.
That's a good callback. That's a good podcasting.
Daryl needs to be in Batman seat here. Just be a regular on the show.
You know, it's been a while since we've had somebody in studio.
Circle back for his cut. He's been on the Fogel diet, actually.
Fogel diet.
Yeah. You look it up later.
I don't want to look it up later. I don't want to look up anything you ever say.
Fair.
But yeah,
I'll send it to you.
but yeah. So our prep has been going great. Caleb's
So, do you usually have to cut for a competition, or
Good segue.
what
So I
was,
tried
what
to
was
stay
Caleb
in the-
afraid I was going to say?
I try to stay in the range. So I'm always middleweight, 231, or the 105 class. So I try to maintain around 235 or lower. And that's just regular eating, like no diet. I don't eat crazy anyway. So every once in a while, like I just know that the closer I get to comp, some stuff I just got to cut out, more cardio and conditioning, just basic stuff, But I haven't had to do like a major cut in a while. When I did the PSL show, that was pretty intense. That was like maybe 8 pounds or so,
okay, that's
which
fine.
isn't terrible because
Yeah.
I have no idea how to water cut, so I haven't, I don't have that skill set yet.
I don't either.
Yeah. Like people tell me all the time, it's like,
I couldn't get up quick
it's
enough.
like,
I'm stuck.
It just doesn't translate for me yet. So
Yep.
I just don't do it.
See, I usually, like, my normal weight is like 270. So at that point, I just don't even worry about doing a cut. I'm going to fall in the same weight class about anyways. But I hate that, just because that's what I always say is I'm 6'6", and I stay around 270. If I cut down,
He walks around 5'9" though.
if I cut down to get out of this weight class, it's going to be really hard. But in my weight class, there's all the people that are in there for a reason. They're not just tall. They're huge. And I can't stand it.
Huge.
I did a weight cut for a USAWA competition just because there was a specific record that I wanted to break for a weight class. But I got to looking, and there was I just looked at this one specific record for the weight class, and then there were some other records that I was going to try to break, but I didn't look those up, and so I got it in this one. I got this one lift, and then it was like 150 pounds heavier for that lower weight class than it was the one that I'd cut from for all the rest of the lifts. And so I knocked myself out of all those other records just to get that one. And I was like, man, that was kind of pointless.
USAWA is a math teacher's paradise. It's full of formulas,
Dude, yeah.
full of number crunching. I think I was learning about an accountant.
There is a lot of figuring.
Yeah, they have an age factor and a weight factor, and then just your regular point scoring,
Oh, and a male-female factor.
and a male-female factor.
If you're light enough and old enough, you don't have to lift anything.
Fun fact, Holland has been beaten by, how old is Chip?
73?
Holland's been beat by a 73-year-old.
Yeah.
He's got the bruises to prove it.
But it's funny, it was the competition was a 3-lift competition, and his 3-lift total was lighter than my opening deadlift. But because of the age and weight factor, I lost. So don't be young and fat in the USAWA. It really hurts. Yeah. Even though we're not that young, we're still not old enough to get the good age factor.
Yeah, my weight offsets my age.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're closing up on time. Is there any place you want people to follow you or find you or anything?
You can find me on Instagram. My main page is D_A_, and then my business page is Silverback Strong _. Yeah, that's usually where you can find me.
Dude, I was looking at some of your stuff, the Silverback stuff. Man, you've got some cool stuff, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will look at it.
Caleb's
I'm going to go out on a
texting
limb and
somebody.
say you got some really cool stuff.
Thought you were still going on there for a minute. That's why I wasn't saying anything.
Somebody had to fill the space. Caleb over there left the freaking ball rolling down the court.
Yeah, I don't know about it.
Watched it roll by his toes.
He was like, hey, I'm going to ask my guest a question, and then I'm just going to start texting someone.
He was thinking about dinosaurs or something over there. So I get him some smelling salts. Get this guy locked in.
Yeah. He was like, if a brontosaurus threw up, how long would it
Yeah.
It's
take?
quiet for 2 seconds because I
Who
thought
would
you were
win
still
between
talking.
a T-Rex and a slightly larger T-Rex? Get it together, dude.
I think we've pretty much established he's not coming back.
What? No.
Who, me or?
This
Anyways,
was fun. You gotta do it again.
all right, Dave, you didn't scare him off. Way to go.
Got one more shot.
That's usually my
I'm
follow.
around aprons all day. What he's doing that's minimal. Like,
I'm
Actually,
minimal, Caleb.
He's about 3 grades lower than what you deal with on a normal
Yeah.
day. So you're good.
that's
I
usually
was
my
special ed, so there's that.
that's usually my follow up question is, Dave didn't scare you off, did he? It's,
Oh, no.
it's
He's
a
all
mixed
right.
bag on those answers.
I was just, I just wanted to make sure that you had medical attention for all of this salt that he was sniffing earlier.
Oh yeah,
We ain't done, dog.
yeah. Actually, we probably are going to go do some stone lifting after this in the yard. So
I hope you got to lift something. All this salt y'all took.
I'm
in,
gonna do some
so
salt sniffing.
We'll do some stones.
Just call his wife. Just call his wife.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll go ahead. She's got a little bit of a drive to get here, so we might as well call her now so she's got some time.
Yeah. Before it's an actual emergency.
Yeah.
My ears are ringing, but they sound like the bells at Notre Dame, not like tinnitus.
Yeah, go ahead and call her.
Fits in my